Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I am your host, Kianna Jit. I am so excited for today's episode. We are going to be talking about relationships and why you should never fucking settle. Because you shouldn't fucking settle. And it's okay to be delulu and to want the perfect person, the perfect partner, the person that has every single little thing that you've ever wanted, every little box to be checked. It is okay to want that person because you deserve that person, okay? So we're going to be talking about all that type of good stuff today. I want to talk a little bit about a situation that my friend was just in. It wasn't me, it was my friend. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm just going to use her as our little example for today. She's already approved this message, so don't be like, people being like, oh, did she approve or did she let you talk about this shit? Yes, she did, honey, because she wants you guys to learn from her mistakes just as much as I want you guys to learn from her mistakes and for her to learn from her own damn mistakes too, okay? So she started talking to this guy, right? And, great. He on paper, right? When you start talking to a person, you're like, okay, how tall are you? Do you have a job? Do you the basic things? And so he was checking off a pretty good amount of her boxes. And he seemed like a good guy on paper. But intuitively, my other friend and I, we were just like, no, girl, like this does not seem right. Like he just gives me weird energy, blah, 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 whatever. And I want to say my friend did feel those types of feelings too. She agreed with us, but didn't at the same time. It was almost like she didn't want to see it. So whatever, they go on and they're dating for about a month, whatever. And he asks her to be in a relationship, right? She says yes, right? A week later, instead of just listening when she heard the first red flags, when she felt like this is not it, she felt it many times, like this is not the person I'm supposed to be with. I need to get out. I need to get out. I need to get out. Like he's not that he was like a bad person, but he just wasn't her husband. Like he was not who she was meant to be with. She kept feeling that and she didn't want to acknowledge it. She was scared. She was like, this is moving really fast. Like the relationship was moving really fast. She had already met his mom. He wanted to meet family. Like it was moving like full steam ahead. Like this shit was moving fucking fast. And she knew deep down, this is not the relationship for me. I need to get out. And as much as that hurt her to say and feel, she knew that she needed to, because if she would have continued on, it would have just gotten worse and worse and worse. And it would have been like this inevitable pain that both of them were going to feel regardless. Like no matter what, if it ended right then and there, or if it ended like a year down the line, it was going to be hurtful. It was going to be painful. And she wanted to do that as soon as she possibly could. So she ended up ending the relationship and it was really hurtful for her. She, was going through it because she felt this insane amount of guilt for choosing herself. Listen to that again. She felt this immense amount of guilt because she chose herself. She felt like I did a wrong thing, like I led him on, I made him feel this type of way. And it's okay if you're listening to this and you have been in a relationship or you're in a relationship right now and things are going great and things like that, but you decide later on, you know what, this isn't for me, this isn't what I want for the rest of my life. It's okay to make that decision. It's okay to change your mind and say, no, I don't want to. It goes back to the no means no. You can have a great time with somebody, like, out on a bar, having drinks, whatever, at a club, and feel great leading up, and then when you're going down to have sex and you decide, no, I don't want to, this isn't what I really want to do, it's okay to say that. You shouldn't feel this immense amount of guilt because you decided to stay true to what you feel and to stay true to yourself just because that other person was still in it. Something else that I've been realizing lately too is just how many of us truly are people pleasers. Like I personally am a retired people pleaser, but I still try to please people around me. I want to other people around me happy with me and like the decisions I make. And I know something that I've just been learning is like, holy shit, there's a lot of us that feel the same way, that are like, oh my, like that are huge people pleasers. I was just recently at an event and like someone had asked like, are you a people pleaser? And like so many people in the crowd raised their hand, and I was like, okay, well, this is like an issue. Like we really are people pleasers, and that goes down to just simply not having a voice for yourself, not choosing yourself first. There's always somebody else above you, whoever that is, like you're trying to please. If it's like your mom or your dad or grandma, friends, whatever, you're always trying to please somebody else before putting yourself first. And I really want you guys, if you're going to take anything away from today's episode, is just sit there and choose your fucking self. Realize that when you are choosing somebody else, when you're putting somebody else first, you're not benefiting yourself. If anything, you're hurting yourself. You're deteriorating yourself. You're choosing to put yourself last. If you're not putting yourself first, you're putting yourself last. So you need to make the conscious decision of, no, I'm going to choose myself first today. Today, tomorrow, I want you to start. If your coworker asks you, hey, can you finish up this project for me? I didn't have enough time. Say no, I can't. Sorry, I have something else to do. If a friend asks you to run an errand for her and you don't have the fucking time to do it, sorry, I can't. I don't have the time for that today. Whatever the case may be, start with something super little, something that somebody always asks you to do that you possibly, maybe even if you don't fucking feel like it. It doesn't need to be like, oh, I have another reason why I don't want to do this. If you don't fucking feel like saying yes to that person, if you don't feel like doing that errand or that favor for somebody, you can say no. It's okay to not always please people and to not always say yes to every little thing somebody asks you to do. It's okay to, I get it. Like it starts with your family and wanting to please your family, and then it turns into wanting to please your boss, and then it turns into wanting to please coworkers, and then your boyfriend, and then your husband or whoever. And it's always a revolving door. Like it's just going to keep going. It's going to keep growing into other people, into other aspects of your life of just not wanting to say no to somebody. But I promise, babe, the world is not going to end if you say no to someone. I promise. It's going to keep going. If anything, it's going to get better because you're going to have more time for yourself. You're going to be able to put yourself first, because guess what? We are in our healing girl era, and we are saying no to people because we are going to have more time for ourselves to put into ourselves and get better at whatever the fuck we want to get better at. If it's doing a hobby, if it's working out, if it's eating better, if it's being more spiritual, if it's getting more in tune with yourself, whatever the case may be, you are going to have more time for yourself if you just say no to people. And that goes with relationships as well. There's so many girls that I know that will get into a relationship, or I'm sorry, stay in a relationship just because they want to please somebody, just because they're like, I can't say no, or I can't break up with this person because my parents, they're like, bitch, you're getting old. Like you need to be with somebody. You need to find a husband. You need to have kids, things like that. And I just want to please them so fucking bad. No, you're not doing that for yourself. Do not stay in a relationship, or do not get into a relationship just because you want to please someone. If that's your parents, if that's your grandparents, your friends, or even that person that you're getting into the relationship with. I promise it's not going to end pretty. Or you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life, and you do not deserve that. You deserve the world. And that gets me into my next topic. You deserve the fucking world, and it's okay to want the fucking world. You're not crazy. You're not fucking like delusional. You might be delulu, but that's okay. Like delusional and delulu are two fucking different things. Okay. And the girls that know. Okay. The other day I saw a girl on TikTok, and she was kind of explaining the similar situation she had that my friend had. She was in a relationship with this guy, and he was great. Like he was a good guy. He brought her flowers. Her parents liked him. Like he was a good person. He wasn't like evil. He wasn't a narcissist. He wasn't, the bad shit. He was a good guy. But he wasn't her husband. She just knew deep down, this guy, he's amazing, he's sweet, he's an angel, but he is not what I want as a husband. He's not who I want as a partner for the rest of my life. And so she broke up with him, and she was talking about her experience on TikTok. And the comment section was flooded with just men, it was mainly men who were like, oh, this girl's fucking dumb. What you think like you're too good for him, or this is why guys shouldn't get girls flowers. This is why the nice guys never win. The nice guys win last. The people who win are the bad boys, blah, 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 blah. Like pretty much essentially saying that the good guys don't get anything good. Like they don't get the girl at the end of the day. It's always the bad guys who get the girl at the end of the day. And let me just tell you, that is far from the truth. It is okay to be that girl, to decide that that's not the person that you want to be with. Just because he is nice, sweet, he doesn't fucking hit you and beat you and treat you like shit, doesn't mean that he is your husband. Listen to that very clearly. Just because he doesn't hit you, he doesn't treat you disrespectfully, he doesn't talk to you bad, he doesn't cheat on you, does not make that man your husband. And that's okay. Because if you feel like, oh, I have to wait, if when he cheats on me, that's when I'll leave. Once he hits me, that's when I'll leave. Once he disrespects me, that's when I'll leave. That'll be my reason to leave, because now he's being mean, now he's being disrespectful, I need to leave now. No, you don't have to wait for that to happen. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is a trauma response, waiting for somebody to do something horrible to you for you to walk away. Listen to that again. You deciding I need to wait for somebody to treat me like shit when I need to walk away, instead of healing and being like, you know what, I have just outgrown this person. Our time together is up, and that's okay. I want to leave the situation peacefully. I want to leave it in a kind adult manner, in a mature way. That is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to wait until it gets horrible for you to leave a relationship. And the guys out there that think, oh, well, you know, just because the guy is getting you flowers and is, you know, buying you things and he's not cussing you out, he should deserve the whole fucking world. Baby, you're not gonna get a cookie for not fucking disrespecting me. What? Like that mindset is like out of this world. I can't even understand it. Like, so what you're telling me is, if you don't cheat on me, you don't disrespect me, you don't beat me, and you get me flowers and we go out once a week, that means that you deserve the whole fucking world, and that means that I need to bow down to you, and like I should just shut my mouth and not expect everything else that I want in my life because you're doing at least the bare fucking minimum. You've got me all the way fucked up. Like, I'm sorry. No. I want the world. I want someone who's going to love me endlessly. I want somebody who is going to treat me like a queen, who is going to respect me at all times, who is going to shower me with love, who's going to make me laugh, who's going to be my best friend, who is going to be my everything. And if you're not that, then I'm not going to sit here and waste my time, and neither should you. That is why I chose my husband, because I had a list of everything that I ever wanted, and he checked every single fucking one. Yes, I am blessed and I am lucky that I was able to find my husband at such a young age, but I promise you that's not always the case, and that's okay. I think that most of the time we are blessed in certain areas of our life. Like, I have a friend of mine who, she hasn't been blessed in love. Like, she struggles really bad in love, and she, you know, has a crazy baby daddy and all of that stuff, but she has been enormously blessed with friends. She has a great group of friends around her. She always has. She's never dealt with friendship trauma. She, you know, always has a good solid group of girls behind her, but she's not blessed in love. Whereas me, I have always struggled with friends. I have a lot of friendship trauma. I have, you know, friends who've treated me like shit and who have, you know, backstabbed me, all that stuff. But I have been enormously blessed in the love life. And my husband, meeting him at such a young age and just knowing and us having a beautiful marriage, I've been blessed in that aspect. So I want you guys to really take away, like, it's okay if you haven't been blessed with your love life. If you're still, you know, in your late 20s, early 30s, you know, late 30s, fucking late 40s, late 50s, it doesn't matter. Like, wherever you are in life and you have not found the one, it's okay. Be patient. You're going to find that person. You can be delulu. You can find whatever it is that you want. and it doesn't need to be like, oh, I want him to be 6'2" with a full beard, and he needs to like be athletic and like things like that. Like, of course, yes, looks can be important for some people, but like what I'm talking about is like real, honest fucking love. Like, I being a wife and like having this connection with my husband, I would say I know one wife that loves her husband and has the connection to her husband the way I do. Only one. I have not met anybody else that has that connection with her husband the way I have that connection with. And I want you guys to have that connection with their partner. You'll know it. Babe, I promise you'll know it the second you meet, the second you touch hands. And I'm not talking lust. I'm talking love, like a true deep connection. You will know it. And I promise it is worth the wait. It is worth the wait. It's worth kissing all the frogs and all of that shit. Like, it's worth it. And it's okay to want more for yourself. It's okay to look for more for yourself. Do not settle on the first guy that comes around. You don't know how many girls I know that they have this boyfriend and he treats her like shit. He's controlling. He doesn't let her do this. He doesn't let her wear this. He only wants her to work like this 9 to 5 where she's barely getting paid because it's with girls and stuff like that. He doesn't have to worry about her cheating or other guys looking at her. Like, all these things. Like, he's just like a narcissist, right? But she believes that that's the only love that she's ever going to get because he has made her think that. This is me telling you that is not the only love that you are going to get. There is more love out there. Your love hasn't even come yet. So please be patient. It's okay to want more. And I want you guys to, but if you're like, okay, well, how do I know if this is like the guy? Like, let's say you're in a relationship, right? And you're like, I don't know. Like, is this like, we're good? Like, he treats me nice. He's not mean to me. My parents like him. My family likes him. Like, he seems good, right? I want you to sit down and think, if your life continues just like how it is right now, in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, if your life is exactly how it is right now, are you okay with that? Will you put up with whatever the hell is going on in your life with your significant other in 20 years? Will you put up with that? Do you think that you'll be okay with that? 20 years older than you are now. So let's say you're 30 years old, 50 years old, you're dealing with, let's say you guys you go on a vacation once a year. He comes home from work, you guys don't really talk that much. You argue, but not argue like crazy. Love life is all right. Whatever the case may be. Is that the love? Is that the relationship that you want? And is that the love and relationship you want your children to see in 20 years? Is that the love and relationship you want them to have when they're your age? Or do you want a mad love, a happy love, a crazy in love, deep love where you just are so madly in love with each other? It's like a fucking scene from Bridgerton. Like, what is the case? What do you want? You need to look at that and truly sit with that. Is that something that you want 10, 15, 20 years down the line? And I promise, babe, that will be your answer. Another thing too, for my single girls, I want you guys to sit down and write your husband, manifest him, manifest exactly what you want. My husband, he's so kind. He has a great way with words. He's funny. He makes me laugh all the time. Whatever it is that you want, I want you to sit down there and manifest every little thing and be so in deep in truth with yourself. You know that your manifestation skills, he will come. That person that you're writing on that piece of paper will come. And so when you meet a guy in a year and he sounds good, but he's not the guy that you manifested on that paper, then baby, he's not the one. I promise you, because your manifestation skills, your skills of being able to call in what you want are very, very powerful. Your words in your mind are so powerful. The day that you guys really tap in and are able to truly understand the power behind your own mind and your words, y'all, The world is going to come to a halting stop when us women, all of us, decide to really realize how fucking strong our mind and our words are. Let me tell you, okay? Because you can manifest whatever the fuck you want. If it's a job, if it's a life, if it's a husband, it doesn't matter. You can manifest whatever the fuck you want. So I want you to manifest him, write everything down and put it away. Forget about it. And then, like I said, in a year or whatever, when another guy comes around and he doesn't have what you've written on that paper, then you know this is not the person. And it's okay to engage in a relationship with somebody. Something I've been learning with my friends. Again, I'm married. So with my friends, I've been learning what karmic partners are. And karmic partners can be in relationships and in friendships, but it's okay to have karmic partners because we need to learn certain things. There's certain lessons that maybe, you know, your friends aren't able to teach you, or other aspects aren't able to teach you, and you're only supposed to be able, or only going to be able to learn in a relationship. And like for my friend, for example, her lesson in that relationship that I had told you guys about in the beginning was to be able to choose herself, to put that boundary down, to be able to choose her fucking self. That was her lesson. It took her a month to learn the lesson, but she learned it, and yes, it fucking sucks. I am not one to tell you and sit here and lie and tell you that healing is pretty and healing doesn't fucking hurt and healing is gonna be all sunshines and rainbows. Honey, no, it's not. You're going to be crying most of the time. You're going to have a little bit of depression. You're going to be like, what the fuck is this? This fucking sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. But I promise you're going to come out even stronger and more powerful in the end. And now she's even more ready for whenever her husband does come around. She's going to be prepared. She's going to be able to understand that I am okay within myself. I'm choosing myself first, because let me tell you this, I love my husband with all of my heart. He is my everything. He is my husband, like my everything, right? But I choose me first. I'm going to put my needs, everything that is around me first, because at the end of the day, I only have me. If my husband, God forbid, were to pass away, right? And what am I going to do? I'm going to sit here and be like, I'm going to die. I mean, I probably will die fucking a little bit, because that's the love of my life. That's my best friend. I might lose my mind, but I won't die. Okay, I might lose my mind for a minute there, but I will not die, because I can be rooted in myself. I can stand by myself. I am independent. I'm strong. I am powerful. All of those things. Yes, I can be submissive to him. And yes, I do love my husband and I need him, but I'm not going to die by myself. And I want all of that for you guys as well. Yes, your husband, your wife, your future partner, whoever it is going to be somebody you need, somebody you love, somebody you like to be around, all of those things, but you can stand by yourself. If they fucking choose to leave you tomorrow, because let's be fucking real. Let's actually be real and understand that this world is fucking crazy, and there's cheaters and there's liars and there's all of those things, right? If your person were to do that tomorrow, if you found the amazing person and they cheated on you tomorrow and left you tomorrow, what would you be? Would you be able to live by yourself? Would you be able to stand true with yourself and be alone and be powerful and know that, hey, you know what? It's okay, because I got me. I fucking got me, and I don't got to worry about nobody. That's what you guys need to be able to stand on. So if you're going to take anything away from today's episode, I want you to be strong, independent, but able to be submissive to the person that you are meant for. And I want you to manifest that person. If you're single, manifest that person. Understand that your mind and your words are so fucking powerful. So when we're talking shit about ourselves and we're like, oh, I'm so ugly, I hate myself, all that stuff, babe, those words, they're fucking powerful. So switch them. I'm beautiful, I'm strong, because babe, those words are fucking powerful. I love you guys so much. I have no idea how long this episode has been. I feel like it might have been a short one, but I feel like I had a lot to say. But you guys picked it up. You were picking up what I was putting down. I just know it. I feel it. It's intuitive. I love you guys so very much. I think next week's episode is going to be Ask Your Besties. So if you guys have any life trauma or life situations that you don't know how to fucking deal with and you want to ask your besties for advice, make sure you DM Bestie Talk Pod on Instagram and I will answer your questions here on the podcast. Remember, everything stays anonymous. No one will know your name. No one will know who it's coming from. None of that. You can ask me whatever the fuck it is that you want. If it's some backward hillbilly type shit, if it's some crazy ass drama with your friends, if the tea is piping hot, tell me. It is okay. You can lay it all on me. I got it. But I love you guys so much. I will see you guys next week on the next episode of Bestie Talk Podcast. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. Make sure you are like, I don't know what exactly the button is, but being able to subscribe to like the podcast and like liking and all that shit, you know, following on Instagram, all that good stuff. But I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day when you listen to this. And remember, you are the baddest bitch alive. The baddest one. Bye.